at that point, it was recognized as a fact, but there's no facts in science, there's no absolutes. So how do you use a method to establish truth that in its philosophy, there is no such thing as facts?
Well, how can you base anything? Like, how can you base anything anyone believes on anything other than belief in something? So you can believe in anything you like. You can believe in a scientist, you can believe in that someone says this and that's what you believe.
Okay.
And it's down to you whether you want to believe.
No, but what does the word belief mean?
I would say trust.
It's a good word. So the word belief is synonymous with the word trust, accept, convinced, convict. So all of these words are synonymous with the word belief. So if you wanted to remove the word belief from a sentence, instead of saying I believe this is true, you say I accept this is true. I trust this is true. I have faith this is true. I'm convinced this is true. I'm convicted this is true. So for example, I believe Brazil are going to win the World Cup. I believe. All right. I'm saying I accept. I think Brazil are going to win the World Cup. I'm convinced Brazil are going to win the World Cup. I trust Brazil are going to win the World Cup. So you can use one of those words to apply to that principle.
Yeah.
But Brazil are going to win the World Cup and me accepting such a thing, you can't accept anything unless you've heard a premise. Also, you've heard a what's the word? A proposition.
Yeah.
And so you heard the proposition. So I think, who do you think is going to win the World Cup? So that's the question. I believe Brazil's going to win the World Cup. Okay. The next question is, why? Why do you believe Brazil's going to win the World Cup? And then I'll give you my reasoning. Well, Brazil, look at their keepers. They can choose Alisson, they can choose Edison as a starter for 10. Yeah, you look at their strike force, you look at their midfield, you look at the flair they have. Although Argentina might be close, I believe Brazil are going to win. That doesn't mean Brazil is going to win.
No.
It doesn't mean I know Brazil's going to win. But Brazil could win. Yeah? Therefore, my belief is based upon reason.
Yeah.
Yeah? Now, if I said Qatar's going to win the World Cup,
No.
you could ask the same question. Why do you believe Qatar's going to win the World Cup? I could say, well, it's in Qatar. They're going to have the fans behind them. They're used to playing in that place. But then you could counter that and say, well, what about Brazil? What about Argentina? What about France? And then you could challenge my belief. Yeah. Now, I could still believe it, but I might be a little bit delusional. But my belief could still be true.
Yeah.
All right. So when you say you believe something to be true, it has to be based upon a reasoning.
Yes.
Or blind. So people can blindly believe something's true just because, or they can have good reason to believe something is true. Okay? So I'll say it again to you. How do you seek out truth using a method that doesn't have a mechanism to establish what is factual?
Because you can go back, so say if you say like, what is your beliefs? And I said that I don't have any and I believe in like Mother Nature and maybe there's something, who knows? The scientific facts of like how far humanity goes back.
What are those facts?
So finding like remains of humans and different things like that go back way past any religion that exists today.
Would you agree
with that?
No.
So you don't believe that there's any like body parts or bones or whatever have been found prior to any religion?
No.
How far back do you think?
Oh, we don't know when
goes?
we don't know when the first man was. We're not as a Muslim, we don't believe in young creationism. We're not a 6,000-year-old world. We have no issue with the universe being 14.4 billion years old, or whatever it may be.
So from the start of where sort of the Muslim religion sort of started, what's before that?
Okay, we believe religion.
But what was the start?
No, right. So this is the point. See, we believe religion is merely man's relationship with his creator.
Right.
So the first man created, that would be the first religion.
Right.
So Adam, his religion would be what? Submission and surrender to God. Would you agree? Let's imagine God exists in this scenario.
Yeah.
So Adam is the first man created. To connect to his creator, he would submit to his creator because that creator would be the source of supreme guidance and source of objective morality.
Yeah.
Would you agree? Therefore, that would be the first religion.
Okay.
Now, I will put it to you, there is only one religion. There is no other religion that is true.
Okay.
Yeah? Only Islam can be a true religion. And the reason is, the word Islam in itself means submission and surrender to God.
Right.
Which by definition mean any prophet that came in the past would have submitted and surrendered to God, which would have made their religion Islam.
Right. But
And in
didn't,
Arabic, when you do the action, you put mu in front of the word. So if you do the adhan, you know, the call to prayer, it's called the adhan. In Arabic, the one who does that is called the mu'adhin.
Right.
Mu'adhin is the one who does the call. Yeah.
Okay.
So when you walk, you put er on. When you walk and you become a walker, you put er on the end to show you're doing the action. In Arabic, you put mu in front of the word. So when your religion is Islam, then you're a Muslim or Mu-Islam or
Yeah.
Muslim because you're doing Islam. So the only religion that's ever existed, the religion of Moses, Noah, Abraham, Jesus, all the prior prophets, could only be Islam.
Okay.
Yeah, there's no other alternative. Jesus wasn't a Christian.
No.
Now Jesus's tribe might have been Judah, but that's debatable. But his way of life, which is what Islam is, would have been Islam.
Okay.
So this is how we differentiate. So I'm an Englishman who is a Muslim. So I'm an Englishman whose way of life is Islam.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is all the prior. So going back to your science now, how do you explain our existence using your science?
Well, there is no answer to that because we have never found that. But if man existed prior to the beginning of Islam, which you won't acknowledge,
No. It's a fact. It can't be because, by definition, the first
From
man.
what?
Okay.
from the Quran,
No.
the definition.
No.
Where are you getting that from?
Oh, okay. Do you accept that if God created a man, yeah?
Yeah.
Or are you trying to say there's a man existed without when God doesn't exist? Is that what you're trying to say?
Who is to say that God didn't exist prior to supposedly creating that first? Maybe that first man that he created was the first perfect man that he thought he created, but there were other men that existed that weren't perfect.
Right. Why do you think Adam was perfect?
Well, I'm not saying he's was perfect.
We don't believe.
Maybe that's what
we
he
don't.
thought
We don't
he
believe.
was
We don't
perfect.
believe no human being is created perfect.
I just don't see how in the science of finding that humans existed before a religion.
Where do humans come from? Using your science, where do humans come from?
We don't know.
Well, use your science.
We cannot.
Well, you're seeking
like-
truth. You're supposed to be seeking truth here.
So
So
we go so far down a rabbit hole, and we know no answers.
no, you don't. You have an explanation, which is nonsense. So your explanation is the idea that human beings evolved from some common ancestor, like the monkeys and apes did, and that common ancestor.
I don't think that.
No, well, you have to. You're science, mate. It's your science, mate.
I don't. That,
So you
science,
just-
science is against that now.
No, that's what science teaches.
I know that's what it teaches, but if you actually look into the
How is science against
outside
that?
of school, the teaching is not.
How
that.
is science against it?
We didn't evolve from apes.
I didn't say
and
evolved
whatever
from
they think.
apes. I said apes, monkeys, chimpanzees, gorillas, whatever, all evolved from the same common ancestor.
They did, but we didn't. I believe.
No. But your science, Darwinian evolution,
Yeah, but that's one person's opinion.
no, but that's a scientific community.
All right, it's a community,
All
but
right.
it's still their opinion that they believe that is true.
So-
I don't think he accepts that opinion.
So you don't believe that human beings. So where do human beings come from?
we don't know.
What's
I
the
think-
possibility?
I think that this world is so old and has evolved so
So where
much
do you think it came
over
from?
the millennia and millions of years that we have.
Don't
we-
go
we
rings
have
of power. Don't go
completely
rings of
lost
power
that.
on me. Don't go rings of power
No,
on
no,
me.
no.
Don't start talking about elven kingdoms and
No,
stuff.
no, no, no.
All right, good man.
Andre, you used the word we. We don't know, you said. What do you personally believe in regards to that question? Where do you-
Because here's the thing, you see, we do exist. Let me ask you a simple question, a very simple question. Whenever we find information that's functional and systematic, it's always the result of intelligent agency. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Okay. So when we find in DNA information that's systematic and functional, what's the intelligent agency behind that?
What, finding the DNA?
No, in the DNA, we
Yeah.
have information.
Yeah.
Information that's functional and systematic. In our human experience, any information that's functional and systematic is based upon intelligent agency to cause it.
Right.
So when we go to our DNA, who
So-
caused that?
So if they can find DNA